WhiskyJason here, whiskey from the viewpoint of an American over here in Germany, tasting rare and exotic whiskeys. Deanston, yay, 15 years age, wow. Tequila Cask Finish, interesting. 52.5%, yeah. Natural color, non-chilled filtered, well done. So this is Whiskybase 230818. Now I can find this in the UK for £89. Over here in Germany, I'm going to pay 115 euros, which is a lot, I think, for this. Now, Jason, this is a 15-year-old product. Well, still, I'm not really sure about the price, the value, and if I like it. So they do a little bit of marketing on the back here, which I'm going to talk about in a second, where I'm going, duh, but maybe not everyone knows that. All right, the very first thing is, if we take a look at Deanston, we have a fairly interesting history. So we had Burn Stewart Distillers. By the way, that's where Billy Walker started with. That's one of the places he started with at the very beginning. They were bought up by the CL Financial. And then 2013, Distill, the South African company, came in and bought Burn Stewart's. Back then we had Deanston, Tobermory, and Bunnahabhain for £160 million. Not bad. And then 2021, November of 2021, Heineken announced a plan to buy the Distill Group. $2.6 billion. Now, the interesting thing is, I did not know how big Distill is. Distill actually spun off the 3 distilleries in Scotland. Deanston, Buna, and Tobermory, so Legic. And also the brands Scottish Leader and Black Bottle. And so they were not part of the deal here. And so they have a new company it's now called CVH. All right, so on the 27th of April 2023, Distill International became CVH. Spirits, an acronym for Cape Vin Holdings, and its new strapline is Collaborative, C, Visionary, V, Human, H. All right. So, now, that's being mentioned here. I must give Distill, I'm still going to call them Distill, let's just call them Deanston, all right? The Deanston Distillery, I'm going to commend them. Now, I'm going to commend them on the fact that it's natural color, non-chilled filtered. All of the products, basically, almost all of them say that. What really surprised me, if I go to the website of Deanston, deanstonmalt.com, they have a core range of the 18-year-old Deanston, the 12-year-old, the Virgin Oak, and the Kentucky Cask Matured. That's it, 4. Everything else I've tasted in my life from Deanston apparently was going to be considered a, what was it considered? Special edition. So let's see here. What do they call that here? They call that limited editions. So the limited editions we have here in the UK, officially the Distillery 111 euros. We have Oloroso Cask Matured. We have the Organic 2000. We have the Marsala Cask Finish 2002. I was at the distillery last year, and about a year ago, almost to the day. A year ago and a month to the date. I love the distillery. If you're ever there, you need someplace to eat, go there. Try the haggis if you've never had it. Do the tour. We did the warehouse tour there, the warehouse tasting. Beautiful, beautiful. I love it. I do like this. The color does stand out a little bit. Tequila, good marketing, good branding. But if you do look at the information here, so if I'm going to go to the limited editions here, once again, go to our 15-year-old tequila cask. The very, very first thing it says here, finished in hand-selected casks that once held agave tequila from the Jaliscan Highlands in Mexico. Now, first of all, tequila always has to be made out of agave. So that's okay. Tequila is a certain region. All tequila is mezcal, not all mezcal is tequila. Just like all bourbon is whiskey, but not all whiskey is bourbon. Bourbon is a limiting factor due to geography. It has to be made in the United States. Tequila has to be made in a certain region in Mexico from agave each and every time. And so that's that. And they actually gave us a little bit more information, which I commend them on once again. So, Deanston, great job. The tequila used to create this expression originally held high quality, 100% agave tequila produced from 78-year-old agave tequila van. Weber. So blue agave grown exclusively in the Altos Highlands region of Jalisco. Tequilas from the Highlands, such as this, are known for their more fruity and floral character. And then it says here, the casks held the same style of tequila for 4 to 5 fills. So there is no unwritten law that in America, you can use a barrel once. Boom, new, virgin oak, charred, boom. That's it. We use it once, give it to the rest of the world. Now in tequila, you can use it a lot. I read about between 9, 10, even 11 times it's being used again and again and again. In Scotland, first fill, second fill, third, fourth fill, that's already 5 times it's been used. So what we have here, it's been used for 4 to 5 fills, being disgorged both as, sorry for my pronunciation again, reposanda, aged for just under 1 year, or añejo, aged for up to 3 years of tequila. All right, so, okay, 7 to 8-year-old tequila casks. Probably they were before that bourbon casks. So we had a bourbon, let's say it's 4 years of age rate. It's been used then for, once in America, let's just go for the minimum here, 4 times then in Mexico, and then 1 time, this is the 6th time a barrel has seen a spirit. All right, so tequila is usually somewhere between 35 and 45 ABV. The spirit that went in here in the bourbon was probably somewhere between 50 and 62.5% ABV. And the spirit that went in here from Deanston was probably somewhere at around between 50 and 60% ABV. So I loved everything Deanston told me except for one thing. There's just one thing missing, dear Deanston. How long? How long was the finish? Was it a day, a week, a month, a year, a decade? Don't think so. All right, so I am going to compare it, and you're going to probably go, Jason, why? Well, because I have it. All right, I don't have very many tequila finished products. This is Chivas Regal. This is 13 years old. 15-year-old. So this is single malt. This is a blended scotch, which means as grain. So this has a tequila finish. This has a tequila finish. This is 40%. This is 52.5%. This costs over here, I found it for 35 euros. This is 115 euros. So I can basically get 3 of these for the price of 1 of these. All right. Now, evil minds have suggested that the decision of the SWA to allow tequila casks in the in the process of maturation of Scotch whiskey has something to do with the fact that almost all of the parent companies of the big players of single malt Scotch whiskey now have tequila brands in their portfolio. So it's like, hey, we might have problems getting good barrels from America. We might have problems getting good barrels for rum, for port, for sherry, but we have all these barrels just laying around doing nothing with tequila. Why don't we use those? And so the SWA changed the rules a few years ago, now allow tequila to be used. Mezcal, tequila, and so on. Does it have anything to do with the fact that these big players have all those subsidiaries with all these casks? I think so. All right. So now schnapps, which is made in Germany, and I don't think there's a single, let me really think about it. I don't think there's a single big player, global player, that has bought into a German distillery yet. All right, but they might own some of those schnapps factories or production facilities in Germany. So you're not allowed to use anything that has the stone fruit in there, which we use to make the schnapps. Eau de vie for you in France and for the international competition out there. So first of all, this is colored, this is not. This is chill filtered, this is not. This color is so artificial. It's just, I look at it and go, yep, this goes, oh, this is different. This must be natural. Yep. So I like the bottle design. Now, if I smell this, oh, this is, I get grain. I get a nice Chivas Regal. I still think, and I'm going to repeat this, and I have not said this for half a year, I would say. The Chivas Regal 18 is still one of the best valued whiskeys out there, in my opinion. All right, so if you can get this for a good price, under 50 euros, $50 or whatever, I can highly, highly recommend it. All right, so it has crept up in price. It's at almost at 60s over here, but that's fine. This, on the other hand, if I smell, this is weird. Now, most people in their lives have, you know what? I'm gonna bare my soul for a second. I have never done a shot of tequila in my life. I know, it's weird, isn't it? For the first 35 years of my life, I don't think I've had a single tequila. No, that's not right. I think I can count on one hand how many times I've had tequila at all. So I've had cocktails with tequila in it. I know that. But pure tequila, you know, the typical tequila they do at the bars. You have the salt, you have the tequila, you have the lemon. Never have I done that in my life. All right. Sorry, it was not my drink of choice back then. All right. So I am not a tequila fan. Even today, I've tried 15 plus different mezcals. That smoky character just doesn't do it for me. I'm not a fan. And so, with that caveat at the very beginning, I must admit this product is not for me. They did not make this product for WhiskyJason. Why did I buy it? Well, I had some fans. I have a super fan group at Patreon. It's all in German. And one person actually asked, Jason, could you share this bottle? And those of my channel know that I have little bottle shares, either 5 or even 10 CLs are what we actually do from the bottle. And so my system is I buy the bottle, I do the bottle share, I do the video, I fill these up, I send them out in Germany, legal, allowed. I have a business license for alcohol. I import. I don't export, but I do sell alcohol online and via other platforms, basically online and also in person. So I can do that. And so it's no problem whatsoever. But I did not buy it because I was like, oh, this is something I need. So, and I'm still doing the video because I think this whiskey here is worthy of a video, even though it's not my wheelhouse. All right. So if you want to try a whiskey with a definite tequila profile, in America, you're going to be J.J. Corey Battalion. Very interesting. They did it before. Actually, SWA changed the regulations the first time. Or you're going to be over here in Deanston. So, and that's my question today. What other whiskeys have you had with a tequila mezcal finish that was done well and you liked? All right. So on the nose, I thought of bamboo. I thought of bamboo sprouts like... I thought of aloe vera, so very vegetal. It's a little bit of sourness, a little bit of powdered sugar. It's a funky, weird moment that I am not enjoying. Cheers. Mm-hmm. It does have some heat. I do not think the 52.5% were... what am I trying to say here? They chose it on purpose, but I'm not sure if that was the best ABV for this whiskey. They did dilute it down. This is not cask strength. I assume, making an ass of you and me, that the oak hogshead that were stored here, probably on site in the old cotton mill, they were not the most active casks. So as they say, oh, what we're going to do, we have 15-year-old product, we're just going to put it in some tequila casks for, I'm going to guess, 3 to 6 months. Could be longer. No information whatsoever. If you have any information, please, please, please write down below. And then they're going to sell it for a, I think, somewhat high price. Yeah, the 111 euros on their website, the 115 in Germany is just a little bit too much for this. Had they written down 89, it was like, okay, but it's just a little bit too much. For me, my taste profile is a D. The value for money is a D minus, but it's my personal opinion. You might actually like this. I added some water. I brought it down from the 52.5%. Deanston did everything right. Non-chilled filtered, age statement, natural color, increased alcohol content, 52.5%. They gave us a whole story of the cask, where they came from. The only thing missing is that little bit of information about the length of the finish. Would have been fantastic. But other than that, well done here. And this is just not my wheelhouse, all right? So with water, there's the viscosity there. It's a wheelhouse. It's sorry, not the wheelhouse. The viscosity. There's the mouthfeel. But that tequila moment, which I apparently do not like, is evident. It's a tiny little bit sweeter with water. Yeah. If you're looking for something unique and you love your tequila, my suggestion is you have a Deanston at home. It can even be the Kentucky, what was it called here? The name, the Kentucky Cask. So our whiskey, it was the Kentucky Cask Matured. It could be the Virgin Oak, can be the 12. Take some of that, pour a little bit tequila in there. You might have tequila someplace in your bar anyways. Pour a little bit and see what happens. You like that? You go, oh, that's great. Go buy the bottle. If you go, just skip past. There is no fear of missing out here. That's what I would recommend. Now, to be very honest, the 13-year-old Chef is legal. I like. I like it because the tequila influence is minimal. I like it because I like a good grain. I like a blend. Is this worth 40 euros? Is it worth 30 euros? Probably. Chivas Legal and a blended scotch is not a problem. What would I prefer to drink every day of the week? I would go for this 10 times out of 10 instead of this. Just because the tequila moment, the tequila flavor profile is way too much. I was at, let's call it a barrel pick this week, all right? I was at a distillery in Germany. We were developing the next 3 whiskeys that they're going to bring out. And we had bourbon barrels. We had 7 of those. We had 5 port. We had 4 rum barrels. And we were trying them all and evaluating. And one of the things that we noticed was that, for example, with rum, the influence of the barrel on those that had been used a couple times before was minimal. And if you're going to bring a rum-finished whiskey out on the market, there should be some rum influence there. And the same thing here. I'm going to take off points for this, for having a tequila finish that is barely noticeable here. Here, I'm going to give them points for it being very, very noticeable. And that's a little bit of the problem there. It's always the question of how you and what you expect from the whiskeys. So question number 1, does anyone know how long the finish was of the tequila cask? Number 2, what is your favorite whiskey that is tequila matured? And question number 3, if you can't answer those, what is your favorite Deanston product? And if you still can't answer that, what is your favorite product from the CVH Spirits group? It could be Buddha, it could be Tobermory, or it could be Deanston. Thank you very much for watching, liking, and subscribing, and telling others. Thank you. Bye-bye.